Alright. Take this thing live. Everything looks good, right? Yes. Good. Alright, let's get this right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece that we previously drew and we are going to animate this. So we're going to save this under vector animations. Let's go with, actually no, we'll save this as graphics animation moho. We're going to go to moho me and we'll go to water bottle. And we're going to say water bottle. Okay, good. That way this file is separate from the other file. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we are going to break this apart. Now, if we test what we want this to look like, this is 1080 by 1080. So this is a full-size resolution currently. So what we'll do is we'll export this as, I think, a GIF file. So what we'll do is we'll make a new project and we will go to project settings and we will go with 1080 by 1080. 24 frames is fine. And we will save this as moho and we will say water bottle. Yeah. So that way we have this saved. All right, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this open, I believe, right here. There. We're going to have this open and then we're going to have it animate. So what we'll do is this is saved as, yeah, right there. So we'll get rid of these little cake elements because we're not going to be doing that now, right? I don't think we're going to have it jumping out of the cake anymore. I think what we'll do, well, we could. You know, we could have it like sort of glued down. I don't know how we want to do that. Let's mess with these colors a bit. I like the face. We're gonna need to name some of this. So we're gonna have to go with logo can disappear. We'll leave the confetti in. And what we'll do is we'll play with, how do we want this to work? I think we'll have it pop up and then we'll have the confetti sort of I think we'll have the confetti, yeah, we'll have it pop up and then we'll have the confetti sort of trickle down, I think is what we're going to do. Which means we can put it right behind the, let me double check this over here in the editor. Yeah, we can have it pop up right in the center, right behind the bar at the bottom, and then it'll sort of, yeah, that'll look good. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's open this back up. So what we'll do, break this up again, is we'll get rid of the cake altogether. All right, so we're going to pull the cake there. We're going to delete it entirely. We're going to get rid of these shapes. Get rid of all these, and we'll get rid of this. Awesome. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to take all the confetti, which should be on the top layers. We're going to get rid of all the cake batter. And the cool part is if we decide we want to use the cake, we can always go back and grab it. Get rid of you. All right, cool. So all the confetti should be in a group, correct? No, we're missing a couple. Okay, so some of the confetti's in the back, which is fine. So what we'll do is we'll grab all of that for now. One more. Where is it? There it is. And we're going to group it all. Okay, so right now it's all in the back, which is fine. And we're just going to call it confetti. So we'll probably animate the confetti coming in. But for now, let's turn this off. Great. Get rid of this. We'll go with a sort of a dark background for right now. That way we can really see what's going on. We'll move the confetti off of the screen. Fantastic. So what I want to do now is I want to play with a, let's play with, so we'll have it pop up. We'll have the heart on the top be on like a swivel. Let's grab the eyes. So we'll copy and we'll paste. And I think we'll leave, yeah, we'll leave that, and we'll go with this as the interior color. That way we can have this thing blink, which I think would be really cool. So we'll copy, we'll paste, we'll give it this color like that. Now what we got to do is we got to come in, and we're going to call this left eyelid? Yeah, left eyelid. Good. And this will be right eyelid. Good. Let's see here. This is gonna be left hand, right hand. Hold on, let me grab my phone real quick. 1 second. Yeah, it's good enough. I need my phone up here, and I need to double check one thing. Give me 1 second here. Updating settings. Why is it updating settings? Hold on 1 second. Sorry, my phone went off. Gotta. Oh, okay. Okay, so left hand, right hand. We're gonna call this head, and then what we'll do for the sake of it is we're gonna change the way this is shaped a bit. Neck. We'll do torso. We will do left sleeve. We will do right sleeve, right? Right sleeve, left sleeve. We'll do... We're going to have to go back. We're going to have to name all these elements in the head. So this will be top, mouth, cheek. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it. So let's go with... Because that could be on a swivel. How are these arms done? I don't even remember. So this is going to be... I wonder if each one of them on their own bone would be beneficial. Wonder. Because if they were on their own bones, then they would swivel here when we animate it. Yeah, because the sleeve isn't really going to move. The arm is going to move. So what we'll do is we'll rig this so that the... Yeah, okay, that's what we're going to do. So we will do left up arm and right up arm. Hey, Pixel, thanks for the host, buddy. Appreciate it. We'll go right lower arm and left lower arm. Left lower arm. Okay, good. So, gotta make sure. Hey, Wolf, how you doing? I'm doing good. Doing good. I'm working on animating something for... This is going to be an animation for my mod water bottle on Mixer. This is sort of a cartoon representation of her avatar that we drew for an old picture. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing it so that we can animate it. So right now I'm basically just prepping it so that what we're going to do is when she comes in chat and she talks, this thing is going to pop up from the bottom of the screen behind the taskbar, and then it'll basically be an animated, it'll be like an animated alert to show that she's coming to the chat kind of thing. Yeah, kind of working on that a little bit. Let's go with, we'll go a little bit darker on this. I don't want to go too much, but we'll go here and we'll go here. Cool. So this is going to be, so now we need to go back and name everything in the mouth, right? Yeah. So what I'm doing now is I'm preparing everything to be animated, essentially. I'm creating all of the assets, which are going to be everything we need to make this work. All right, so this is going to be in front of this, right? So what the heck should we call this thing? Thinking we should call this the little dongle on top. Let's take all of this stuff out right here. What is this? Okay. Whoa. Yes, it is. So she mods for a friend of mine on Mixer, who is named 7 of 7. He's another artist, and this is the 7 from his logo. But we're going to change this up a little bit. I'm not 100% happy with the way this looks, so we're going to sort of play around with this. Yeah, but essentially it's going to be the... I think that was wrong. It was. Yeah, but essentially that's what we're doing. She's a moderator for lots of people on Mixer. Water Bottle is. And so she knows a lot of people. And she's been my mod since pretty much the beginning. So I figured it'd be kind of fun to turn this into like an animation. So when she comes in the chat, it'll sort of pop up on the screen, you know, smiling and stuff and blinking. Because, I mean, she's been a really good mod for a lot of people for a long time. So I figured we'd go ahead and make this happen. Thought it'd be kind of fun. Yeah, Water Bottle is awesome. What's up, Pixels? So anyways, for anyone that's curious, what we're doing right now is we are building everything for the, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be something neat, right? Okay, so we're going to name this mouth. So what we're going to do is we're going to animate all this. Got you back on. Right on, dude. Right on. Well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm working right now, too. I've got, well... I shouldn't say I'm working, but I have, I'm on call at work tonight. So, in case something comes up, then it's my baby. I gotta deal with it. Okay. Yeah, so we're just having some fun tonight, folks. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna get these. I don't normally stream on Tuesday night, but my wife was tired. She went to bed early. My daughter's already in bed, so I figured, you know what? We might as well get out here and do a stream, right? So that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's figure out. So the eyelid is off, right? So we've got. I've got to figure out what to name. I guess we'll just name this antenna. That's what we'll do. We'll do antenna heart. We'll do antenna base. And we'll do... And for anyone that's ever watched me animate, essentially, this is the preliminary that goes into getting everything set up so that you can animate efficiently. Because if you don't have this stuff all done and you don't have everything named, it can be a little difficult trying to get everything where it needs to be. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. It's just playing around with this. Alright, so what the heck are all these shapes under the eyeball? Oh, I see. So this, we should have cut this out of this. That way it would have done away with all those shapes. Yep. You have to bear with me. I'm like... literally trying to figure out why I did this the way I did it. Okay. Now this is supposed to be this color. Yep. Okay, cool. So now if we turn the eyelids on, so this will be left eye, and this will be right eye. Cool. This will be head. Good. So now if we turn the eyelids back on, boom, boom. So the eyelids are going to work like that for the blinking purposes. And we're essentially getting all the assets created now. Now, I have a question for y'all. Once she pops up, once this thing pops up and sort of waves and looks around, should we have confetti fall or no? What do you guys think on that? What's the verdict? Because I'm toying with the idea of having confetti. So let's group this entire character. Oh, wait. We were going to, yeah, we got to do this real quick. I wanted to make some changes to the shirt. I don't like the way this green looks with the, but I think she said her favorite color was green. I could be wrong. But I think that's why we chose green. So maybe I will leave green. Maybe I'll just play with the shades of green. I think that's exactly what it was. Okay, so we'll do it like this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to play with the shades of green we got going on here. Or we're going to put like a white circle around that 7 or something. Because I don't like the way this is looking right now. So let's play around with these shades of 7, and or these shades of green rather. We'll see if we can't find something a little more. I think I want to change the way these are done. I think I would like to actually shade them in a different manner. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So let's go with, we'll leave this green. Maybe we'll change this color up into like something darker. Yeah. I imagine she'd pop up from under the scene. Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. Because I think what we'll do is we'll animate this confetti, but we'll animate it as like, I think what we'll do is we'll animate it as 3 different layers. We'll do a front layer, we'll do a second front layer, and then we'll do a rear layer. And what we'll do is we'll animate them sort of in a falling pattern. So instead of animating each piece of confetti every time, we'll sort of have them in like they're sort of trickling down. I think it'll look cool. We're going to revisit the confetti here in a minute once we get these done, because I think I want to change the way I did this. I've got some cool ideas for this. I thought it'd be kind of fun, because I had talked to her about it, and I thought it'd be neat to have like, sort of have it as a, you know, because what it'll do is I'll set up in my bot, so what it'll do, it will trigger the first time she speaks, when she comes into the stream, it'll essentially, it'll fire off. So basically, she'll come into the stream, and when she says like, hey, or hello, or makes an emote or something, it'll basically trigger it, it'll play, and then it'll only fire once per stream, because you can set it like how many times it'll go off, kind of deal. I figure that's what we'll do, is we'll kind of have it just trigger that one time. That's a good idea though, Wolf. I like it. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we've got that, we've got that. I want to do something with this 7. I don't like the way this is just sitting here. So let's cut this out, cut it, and we'll paste it here. Oh, we finished that piece, Wolf. I don't know if you saw it. Where are you? Were you here the other day when we were working on this piece, Wolf? We started with the top, which was the forest block originally. And then what we did is we created this ice block, and then we did the water block, and then we did this fire block down here. I thought it was sort of a fun exercise on isometric. Since I don't do isometric often, I wanted to sort of get into it and play with it a little bit and see how far I could sort of push the envelope. And I was happy with it. There were a couple things, you know, like always, there's some things that you sort of look back on and you go, you know, I think I could have done some things a little different, a little better, you know, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, it turned out really good. I was really pleased with it. I like the little animals here. We got the little treasure chest down in here. I think if I were to put any touches on it that I can point to now, I would sort of texture the sand a little bit somehow. I think I would give it some, like, little variance in color maybe, or some other little splotches. And then I would do a little more details on these fish back here. Just a little bit, nothing too much. And then we got this little elephant thing frozen in the ice here, with the water sort of dripping down in. But it turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. Alright, let's save this. So, we have, this is torso, so we need to figure out what we're going to do with this 7. Appreciate it, Wolf. Yeah, I was happy with it. It's funny because, like, sometimes I'll just do a complete 180 and work on something totally different, but I really like to play around with different styles and different techniques and stuff and sort of figure out what it is I'm doing. So sometimes I just like to do something really, really different. How do I want to do this? I want to do something to make this pop a little bit more. I just don't know what. Wait a minute. I know what we could do. Hang on a second. Give me 1 second. Oh, what did I do with that? Social and alerts. Wasn't it under here? Streams, mixer. No, mixer stickers. Shoot. Yep. We're gonna move the 7 logo down. I think we'll put this on the shirt instead. We'll go right here with it, and we'll give it a slight resize, sort of like right there, I think. We'll ungroup it, this character from Toy Story, the shark. So we made this little emote for her to use on Discord. And so I think what we're going to do is turn this into... You know, I ought to talk to her about turning this into a real shirt. You'd probably like that. Or a sticker, even. That might be cool. Okay, so let's go there with it. And then what we'll do is we'll just kind of have it cut off right there. Yeah, I like that better. Pop-up trigger when up to something like buy. Oh, yeah. You probably could. So when you do it, Wolf, there's ways to sort of program it so that you can do like on entrance, on exit, that kind of thing. That might be a good idea. That would be a good idea. I'll look at that. That'd be a really good idea. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So we'll put this right there in the shirt. That way it sort of makes sense. It'll stay right there. Yep. Good. I think we'll move it down just a bit. I want to get the placement just right. So it looks like a t-shirt, an actual t-shirt, you know. Alright, cool. So we got the character pretty much completed in terms of the way that it needs to be animated. So we've got everything named. We've got the neck. We've got the antennas, the base, the heart, the head, the eyes, the eyelids, the mouth. We got the eyelids in place. Good. So we've got everything I can think of. That shirt. Hey, water bottle, what's up? You know, it's funny. I was just saying that. I said, you know what? We should turn that into a shirt print for you. I could easily do it if you wanted to. We could put it on like Teespring or something. And I could upload it as a design. I would have to redo some of the dimensions a little bit. But if you wanted that, we could easily do that. I like it better than that old 7 we had, you know? Okay, all right. I'll look tonight and see what we can do about that. I'll look and see where we can get the best price on it, water bottle. And oh, did you hear what Slobs did? What Streamlabs did? They you know how they have a store integrated with Streamlabs OBS? So they're charging you to use it now. I don't know if you guys saw that. But like, if you want to upload stuff to be able to sell to their store, you have to pay a monthly membership now to maintain it and be able to upload and everything. That's a little I don't know how they're going to make that a sustainable business model. That seems a little... I don't know how they think they can make that work, honestly. Now, when you have like Merch Room, you have Teesprings, you have Designed by Humans, you have all these companies out there where you just upload and you roll, right? Like, I get it, they're trying to make money on it, but you know what's sick about it? They already take a cut of what it sells, right? So, yeah, you get it for free if you go into other sites. So here's what I don't get about it though, guys. They're already taking a cut of each sale, just like all these other companies, just like Designed by Humans, just like anybody else. Like they're already taking a cut of your sale, right? Right. So with Streamlabs OBS, if you pay that, are they nullifying the cut of the sale? Or is it... How is that working? Yeah, they don't care how much you upload anywhere else. Yeah, I saw that and I was just kind of like, yeah, that's a little, I don't know how that's a sustainable model. I don't know who in the world thought that was a good idea. Like, who sitting at the table was like, yeah, let's make people be members. See what? And nobody in the room was kind of like, you know, I don't think people are gonna go for that very well. Now here's the thing, right? Like if there was nobody else in the ring, if there was no other company doing it, like there was, if there was no other company like Designed by Humans and Teesprings doing what they did, I could kind of see it. Right. Yeah. So thank you. I don't see how they think they're going to be able to grow with that. Now, here's the thing. If they took your membership, but then said, now, correct me if I'm wrong here, are they not taking a cut of each sale, or are they still taking a cut of each sale? That's what I want to know. Like, what exactly are the perks of the membership? I would assume they still are. Which, to me, that just seems totally like double dipping, right? Like, what are they giving you that makes that membership worth the money is what I want to know. Like, if they were saying, here you go. If they were going to say, with the membership, we will ship you X amount of free merchandise a month that you can give away, or we will take, 10% of commissions instead of 30 or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a reason they're justifying that. It can't just be wholesale pricing, bigger cut for streamers. Is there information on how they're doing it, though? Like, I don't know. The whole thing just seems really flaky to me. Because I actually had a friend who was looking at getting into merch, and they were going to use Streamlabs OBS. And then they saw that, and they were just like, nope. And I told him, I said, well, you might want to look into it a bit more and sort of see, what it's all about. Everything's going to be subscription, everything. You think so? See, I don't know. You take somebody like TeePublic and Designed by Humans, man, they've been doing it for a while, and they're nowhere near a submodel, at least that I've seen or heard of. Yeah, I could be 100% wrong on that, but I've never heard of anything close to a submodel. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to. Here. I'll say this, Pixels. Unless they can give a clear indicator as to why that's going to fly. Unless they can give a clear indicator, I don't see other companies moving to a subscription model. I just don't. Hey, Merc, what's up, buddy? So we were talking about it. Streamlabs is now charging you to be able to upload merchandise to their store. Nope, Affinity will never do subscriptions. They said it. They don't believe in the subscription model. They want nothing to do with it. You buy it, you own it. So, yeah, Merc, Streamlabs announced that now in order to use their store, you have to pay a monthly membership fee to be able to put merchandise on there. And so we're just sitting here sort of talking about it because I don't see how in the world they're going to be able to make that fly when you have Designed by Humans, you have Teespring, you have all these other companies out there that are doing, you upload as much as you want. Like, I would get it if all the companies were charging subscription, but they're not. So I don't understand how in the world they think they're going to make that work. I just don't get it. But hey, here's the thing, right? I'm not in their business, so maybe I don't see the bigger picture. Maybe I don't see where they're going with it. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they have a grander scheme, a grander idea. Maybe they're going to offer incentive for paying that monthly fee. Who knows? I don't know. But I just look at that from the outside in, and I'm like, that's a terrible idea. But what do I know? I also don't own a company like Streamlabs, so I'm not really sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. And design also allows discounts. Yeah, again, I would really like to know what their rationale is. Like, what are they offering people that? What are they giving you? It's like I was saying right before you got, or I don't know if you're here yet, Merc, but I was saying, like, if they're gonna give you, like, let's say they shipped you 4 shirts a month or something that you could give away, or they gave you a much bigger cut of the profits on what you do sell, or they gave you like free stickers every month or something. If you go into Streamlabs OBS and you look at their store, it's right there, man. You'll see it. It's like $8 a month or something that they're charging or something, or roughly. I don't know. Yeah, all the information's up there. If you go and you look, you'll see it. It's, I don't know. Now, and I could be 100% wrong with some of the information I'm giving because I didn't read it fully. But from what I saw, the quick outside in, I didn't see a whole lot of perks other than you pay monthly and they still take money. Right. That's right. Exactly. I don't see how they think they're going to be able to grow that in this industry when you have Merch Room and, like I said, you have Teespring and Design by Humans. You have so many companies that are, you know what I mean? Like, how in the world do they think that's going to work? Okay. All right, we're going to go here with it. So I don't normally stream on Tuesdays, guys, but I wanted to. My wife was tired, so she went to bed early, and so I wanted to go ahead and stream since I had some extra time. We're gonna name this Confetti 2. So we're working on this animation for Water Bottle. I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna work on custom animations for like my mods and for certain people that support the stream and stuff like that. I think we're gonna do some custom animations so that when they enter the stream, they'll get like their own little animation for coming in and stuff like that. I think we'll do some fun stuff like that. Okay, so let's get rid of you. Let's clone this. We'll name it Confetti 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip this bad boy. Yep, because we want it to be different. Okay, good. And what we'll do, Confetti 2, we'll send it to the bottom. Yeah, you're right though, Pixels. A lot of companies are moving to submodels. Luckily, a lot of the stuff that I use is not on submodels. I'm not a big fan of submodels. For the reason I'm not using Adobe. But I know that a lot of companies are starting to move in that general direction now. But we're going to go there with it. Alright, so what we need to do at this point is we've got Confetti 1 and 2 up at the top. Now, I don't know how well this is going to animate first time around, but we're going to experiment with it. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to get rid of that 7. And we're going to grab all of this, copy it. We're going to make new from clipboard. Okay, so the reason you do it like this, if anyone's curious, is essentially what this does is it creates the PSD that we're going to use to edit this from. So we're going to export div, we're going to create PSD, and we're going to drop it in that same folder. So we'll go to graphics, animation, moho, and I've got everything organized in here. So we will call it water bottle, and it'll be a PSD file. There we go. We'll close this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to leave this open in case we need to edit anything else here. Now we'll go into moho, and we are going to import this file. So we'll do a general import, and we will point it to that an Affinity Designer. Hold on a second. Did I put that file in there? go graphics, animation, Moho. Okay, here we go. We'll go to File, Import, General Import, and we will say this. There it is, and we'll say individually. So what's really cool about this is it's going to conserve all the names and everything as well. I believe. Let's double check. Now that confetti is going to be pretty heavy on the lifting because there's a lot of elements in there, but it should load in okay. Yeah, so there we go. But now when you look at this, right, the board where the view area is going to be right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get everything set in place. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to move one confetti outside of the PSD, and we're going to move the other confetti outside of the PSD as well. Because we want these to be on their own separate elements. So we'll save this. Yep. And now what we're going to do is we're on frame 1. We're going to move both of these up here. Because the confettis are going to start at frame 1 up outside of the thing. And water bottle is going to start down here. So what we'll do is we're going to experiment with setting this to, let's start with 72 frames. All right. And so this is all about timing. I've got this set to, it was in their app. Hold on. I'll show you. Hold on. Well, if I pull over OBS, it'll, but if you go to the dashboard, right here, hold on. If you go to merch, did they remove it? I wonder if they removed it, guys. So this is no exaggeration. When I went here earlier today, because I heard people talking about it, you should flip confetti 2 horizontally, same colors are too close. Good idea, Wolf. We might do that. So when I went here earlier today, right here, there was a big window, and it talked about there was going to be a submodel right here on the main page before you could even upload anything. So when you hit create, yeah, as soon as you hit create, there was this huge window talking about subscription model. Did they remove it? Or, because I could tell you, people were quite up in arms about it. Like, they were going bananas. Because people were like, how do you, and it was like, I want to say it was like $8 a month, but it was right here under inside Streamlabs OBS, right here when you open the merch page, there was a window that said, subscribe or whatever it was. And then it said, any of your, for being in the beta program, anything you already had in there was going to stay. It could be water bottle. It could be. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was what it broke down to. Water bottle was roughly $100 and some odd a year it was going to cost. Now, where that information's gone now, I don't know, but it was there. Like, it wouldn't even let me upload, guys. I'm not even kidding. Like, as soon as I clicked this button, it said I had to subscribe. It wouldn't even let me do it. Let's click on this. Yeah. See, it wouldn't let me do this earlier. It would not let me do this earlier. Not even close. I'm almost wondering if they disabled it, or... But I know for a fact I didn't sign up for it, and it would not let me make merchandise earlier. Because as soon as you hit create, it literally popped up in the window, and it talked about how you had to be a subscriber. I don't know. I'm almost wondering if they disabled it temporarily or something, because so many people are going crazy about it. I don't know. I'm sure you can find information on it, though, if you look. All right, so we'll play with the confetti, Wolf. What we'll do is, so inside of Moho right here, Wolf, they're both assets. So if we turn them on and off, you see that? They are both assets. So we can play with them, and we can figure it out. Yes. No, I'm serious. It was there, guys. And Pixels was talking about it too, so I'm assuming he knows about it, but it was definitely there. And what's even weirder about it is earlier today when I clicked the add button, to add merchandise, it would not let me. it popped up with its window, and it was like, it said something to the effect of, "Thank you for being a beta user for our merchandise. Any of your existing merchandise will remain, but to add new merchandise, you have to subscribe." And I was like, "Say what?" I should have taken a screenshot of it. And I was like, okay. And so I got reading on it, and then I had some other friends talk about it in Discord. They sent me a message on it. And I was like, so what is this? And apparently it was a thing. So I don't know if they've retracted, or I can't imagine. Let me say this. I can only imagine that they had certain people who built their I can only imagine there are people who have built their merchandise store around it and were probably quite pissed off. They were probably like, "Look, we've invested our whole store in you. Like, we've invested all this time in you. We've been, we've been promoting your stuff. We've been doing this. We've been doing that. And now all of a sudden, you want to take a cut of the sales and charge us a fee?" I can only imagine people were quite bitter. In fact, I never went with Streamlabs because their prices I felt were too high. I didn't think that their prices were good enough to really justify the sales, but that's just me. Yeah, wow. I don't know why. I don't know where it went. Yeah, so that's similar to what happened to me, Water Bottle. And the whole reason, why it happened to me was the first I noticed it was a friend wanted me to size something for Streamlabs OBS. So I opened it at work today to get the dimensions of what I needed to send him. And as soon as I opened it, it popped up, and I was like, wait, what is this? Caught me by surprise. Big time. Like, I was like, what? Okay, so we're going to have our pop-up. We'll do a little, we'll go back here. We'll do a freeze. So freeze, freeze, and freeze. Good. And then we'll have this come up, and we'll do a little bounce effect. So we're going to have to get this timing right. So what we'll do is, I want this to be on a linear step. And then we'll have it bounce down and then back up. So we're going to have to get this timing just right. So let's go with 48 seconds for the time being. So we can look at how this is. It's going to be too slow already. I can tell you that already. Yeah. It's going to be too slow. So we're going to have to move these up. It's going to be more like at the half-second mark. Okay, good. And that's too slow on the uptake. So it's going to go up and then quickly go down and then quickly go up. So it's going to be more like this. Okay, good. So I like the way that's looking. It's got a little bit of a bounce effect. And what we're doing is we're working on the intro to the character first, and we're going to add a little bit of a bounce to it. So we will go here. I wonder if we can just use a bounce and see what this will look like. No, that's way too much. So wait a minute. If I was going to do that, hold on a second. I want to see something. If I took out this middle one, that might work. Well, wait a minute. Would it work if I took how does the bounce work exactly? Does it go between the 2 points? It does. But it does it in a really hard manner. So if we look at the motion graph, that's too much. Put these back in, and we'll go with elastic. Let's see what elastic looks like. Ooh, no, that's too. I don't like elastic. Let's try. What does step do? Oh, it literally goes from one to the next step. No, ease out. Okay, ease out's kind of nice. Ease in. Try ease out and ease in. These are some preset. If you guys don't know what this is like, these are, think of them like, so, all right, so I'll explain it real quick. You can affect, like, this is smooth. You see how it's just like a smooth transition in, right? These are the motions in which the animations will take. So you can do like a basic sort of stagnant animation in and out. You can do sort of an ease in and out. You can do all kinds of stuff. It's a bummer. I'll tell you, it's a real bummer. I had no joke, probably the best week I've had in quite a while last week. It was so much fun being home with my kid and like just being able to goof off and laugh and have a good time and go to the beach and just, it was a lot of fun. Like I already miss it, honestly. I just told my wife today, water bottle, that what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take another week off. I think probably around, I don't know, September. I think I'll take another week off. I'm gonna plan it around like her when she has like a 4-day weekend or something. I think we'll do the same thing. We'll just goof off because it was so much fun just laughing and having a good time, right? And not really, I don't know. It was good fun. I had a great time. It was amazing at reducing stress. Had an absolute blast. All right, so we're gonna go here, here, and here. Yeah, I loved it. But you know, for me, like I love being around my kid. I'm not one of those parents that like, you know, I look for reasons to get away from my kid. I look for reasons to spend time with my kid. You know what I mean? Like I love spending time with her. So for me, it's always sort of fun being able to just, you know, find a reason to be goofy. All right, let's get rid of this. Okay. Yeah, Labor Day. That's what I was thinking. And you know, my work, I have like 200 and some odd hours of leave saved up. I got a ton of leave saved up. So all I got to do, the only requirement they have is a 2-week notice. As long as I give a 2-week notice and no one else has the time off, they'll approve it. So I think what I'm going to do is look ahead toward Labor Day, see if anybody's got it off. If they don't, I might take another week off. Because the way our leave works is we earn a lot of leave, right? And so the way our leave works is we hit a cap at 300 hours off. So I'm at like 220 something, which was the whole reason I took the week off, because it was like, well, I don't want to hit a 300 cap. So I took a week off to use some of it up. And even after using some of it up, I'm still at like 210 or something right now. So I told my wife, I was like, I'm just going to take some random weeks off and just goof around, you know? Because I mean, if it maxes, it just you don't earn it. It just sort of stays there, which is a bummer. So why not, right? All right, let me go back to the beginning. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. Because I'm trying to do a multi-tiered movement here. Give me 1 second. 24. We're going to set this to 24, so it's going to be it's going to be, we're obviously going to extend this out, but this is going to be sort of a start on it. So we're going to have it pop in, and then what we're going to do is I need to add a bounce to that. More of a bounce than there already is. So there's going to be a couple ways to do that. When it hits this, we want, yeah, it will be. I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's one of those things like I'm beginning to really appreciate the time off, you know, and I want to use it wisely, and I want to be able to use it in a way that I enjoy it. Instead of just wasting it. All right, so we're going to go here. And we're going to go back to this. I got to get this just right. So for this, we will take all of this, right? And we'll go left, 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 right? And then it'll basically sequence it right there. So we'll change the position. We're not going to change the scale, and we'll set the rotation. Now, if we go ahead one frame, we want to take it up slightly and a slight rotation. We'll do right there. We'll do a slight. There. Go up with it. I like up. So it'll kind of bounce, and then it'll work itself back into position, right? Yep, cool, good. This might get boring. I apologize if it does. This is sort of the bane of animation, is you're really experimenting with a lot of different movements and stuff. Okay, so what I gotta do now is I need to copy all of this. Yep. And then we need to bounce it back here. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, good. So we got that little bit of a motion there, but that upward movement is a little too slow. See how that arm sort of jiggles into place, right? And that's what you want. And we're going to do the same thing with the head and everything. Because what that does is it sort of helps emphasize that movement just a bit more. Because you can do everything stiff, where it just sort of goes up and it's like, it just sort of goes up and it has this like fluid movement, right? But what you want to do is you want to put that little bit of a bounce, or like a squat, stretch kind of attitude. So it sort of goes boom, boom. Hey, Seven, what's up, buddy? Rose, how is this gross? It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. So we're going to go here. How you doing, buddy? Okay. So we're going to sequence all of this right here at the tip. And then we'll go here. And we're going to freeze all of this. So we'll freeze and we'll freeze. Yep. Good. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and lock this down as well. I mean, hey, it's water bottle. Yeah, buddy. How you doing, dude? I don't normally stream on Tuesdays, but you know what? I figured my whole family's in bed, dude, so I figured why not? Is this one step closer? It is. There we go. Get that little bit of a bounce. Still nursing. Thank you for shouting out, Seven. Yeah, guys, if you're not following Seven, please do. Fantastic creator here. Same with Badmer, and the same with Pixels Get Me. There's not a lot of people in here, but I'm still shouting you guys out. I think everybody here, follow everybody. How's that? Still nursing the knee. Oh, man. Did you really hurt your knee, or are you just goofing? She abuses you. She must like me better than, she doesn't abuse me. Alright, so here we go. We've got the whole head. Alright, so we'll go here. We're going to grab mouth, eye, head, antenna, heart, base, antenna. It's everything, right? I got the whole kit and caboodle. Yes. Where's the eyelids? Did the eyelids not come over? Oh. We didn't export the eyelids, guys. Okay. Well, how are we going to do this? Dogs with those lovely eyes. Bam. So we're animating. We're going to do a little water bottle animation, Seven. I was actually saying this earlier, that I want to start doing like some custom intro animation, sort of like you have, for different people, for like some big, you know, supporters of the stream and mods and things like that. I want to do some fun stuff. Save, yeah, right. Dang it. I didn't export the... So we have two ways to do this. I know how we're going to do it. This is going to be tricky. We're going to have to create a mask. No save command here. I have a question for you, Seven. Do you save like all the time? I have a terrible habit of hitting Control S like constantly. I probably save 150 times while I'm streaming. Do you do that, or do you not save at all? Shoot. Can't believe I did that. Before I shave. You know, it's funny. I had somebody in here the other night, Seven, and they said, how much, they were like, how much would you charge, or what would it cost for you to shave? And I told them, I said, oh, if you hang around here long enough, I'll probably shave tomorrow. And they were obviously sort of confused, but I was like, it depends on my mood, but I shave whenever, sometimes I'll wake up, look in the mirror, and I'm just like, yep, time to shave. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Dang it, I cannot believe I did that. Alright, bear with me a minute, guys. I gotta create. So does that mean we're going to have to mask this? Everyone thinks people with beard don't want to shave. So, you know, the funny thing is, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to poke at anybody that can't grow a beard. I'm really not. But the thing with a beard is, it's like, while it's fun to have it, it can be a real pain in the butt at the same time. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those things where, like, you have to manicure it and take care of it. And it becomes this thing where, while it's fun to have, it can also just kind of suck. So sometimes you just don't feel like dealing with it. You know what I mean? Kind of like water bottle. 7, the meanie pants. Left eye lid. Okay. We're going to duplicate this layer. And we're going to call this... I cannot believe I forgot to export those eyelids. This is going to make this way harder than it needs to be. So we're going to mask this, and I'm afraid that this is going to break this. In fact, I'm almost positive it's going to break it. Hide all. Yep. Just start over. Well, no, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Check this out. So this is the eye piece, right? Oh, wait. Seven, you're encouraging. Don't worry, we're going to be animating your octopus here soon, buddy. And you're going to wish that you were nice. Okay. Well, no, I did save. It's here. Check this out. So I literally had them disabled when I exported it. And because I had them disabled, it didn't export them. It's my fault. Like, I should have... It's okay. I can create masks that'll do it. And I'm going to show you how. So you see this eyelid right here, right? We're going to turn off the visibility. Y'all just don't know. We got skills. We got skills. Bear with me. Bear with me. So that's going to be left eyelid. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to make another vector layer. We're going to call this right eyelid. Right eyelid. So check this out. This is actually pretty cool. No jokes, all jokes aside. So watch this. When you turn this into a masking layer and you go to hide all, check this out. It literally creates a mask like this. You see this? So we can make a derpy, water bottle. So you can essentially do something like this, right? But what it does is it literally masks a shape inside of a shape. And it will allow us to turn the eyelids on and off at will. So basically we're masking them in. Are you streaming tonight? 7? You stream tonight, right? I can never keep track of when people stream, man. I'm terrible. so we're going to turn off that eyelid. And we're going to turn off the left eyelid. And then we will click them on as we need them. Fantastic. All right, so we fixed it. Everybody's happy. So we're going to go 48. Now that we have sort of the bounce working. Okay, good. There we go. Now we need to make the head bounce. You're not... Oh. Was that no to me or her? Did you see the piece I completed the other day, Seven? The isometric piece? There we go. Okay, yeah, so we're working in the right direction. So we need to go here. And then what we need to do... I can't believe I forgot to do that. But anyways, we've corrected. We've caught up. Alright, so everything is here. We're going to set a logical point there. Now, we're going to grab this and a rotation. Good. Who are you talking about? Should I know what you're talking about? Should I even understand what you're talking about? Somebody got suspended? You can still be in chat, I believe. No. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ah, okay. You see how we have the bounce now, water bottle? And the arms and the head? Everything sort of has that slight bounce and then back into order, right? So everything has that... It almost makes it look spongy in a way. It kind of goes bang. Alright, so now... What we're going to do is we're going to rig your torso, your arms, your head, and everything is going to have its own bone rig. So we're going to be able to control the animations as it comes in. That's going to be cute. That's going to be really cute. I don't keep up with, I'll be honest with y'all. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't really keep up with a lot of that stuff because, like, I don't, outside of who I know, like Seven and some of the other, like Metro and some of those partners that I know, I don't want to say I don't make it a habit to go meet new partners, but like, I think it's more like what I do, I don't know, it's different, it's weird. It's weird. Like, I don't really just meet new partners all the time. A lot of the partners I know I've met because I've met them through partners that I know, or they're looking for people that do art or they enjoy watching art. You know what I mean? And I'm not like an OG or anything on the platform, so it's not like people know who I am, kind of thing. Luckily, I know Seven and people like that sort of, introduced me to some new people, and I know Water Bottle has. And it is, and I have tried in some cases, Seven. It's hard to, how do you say this? It's hard to find who's genuine. If you get what I mean, like. I think most people that watch me know I'm a pretty genuine person. Like, what you see is what you're going to get. I am the way I am. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where, like, it's hard to tell who's genuine when you're meeting them and sort of what, you know what I mean? That makes sense? So, sometimes I try to meet people through the people that I know already. Right. And that's what I'm saying, Alright, so we got the animation going. Alright, so let's rig this up with bones. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna have to break. We're gonna have to break the torso into a bone. We're gonna have to break the arms into a bone. The neck and the head will be one bone, and then the little antenna will be on its own bone. That's a very small list. No, she doesn't. Hey, she likes me. So, yeah. Alright, let's go with torso. We're going to group the torso, and we're going to give it a bone. So we're going to convert to bone, and we're going to call this torso. So we're going to have to do a root bone first. So if we do a root bone, we should do a root bone. Alright, here's what we're going to do then. I did that wrong. Give me 1 second. Let me undo that. Okay. Good. Okay. So if anyone's just checking in, if you have any questions, let us know. I'm sort of just getting things going here, slowly but surely. Do you know what's funny? You know what I like to do sometimes? I like to try to remember how I met people. You ever do that? Like when you start, like people that you know through streaming and stuff. You ever sort of just sit there and try to remember, like, when did I meet this person, or how did I meet this person, or who channel did I meet this person in, that kind of stuff? I think that's always fascinating, because it's like you begin to develop like friendships with these people, and you begin to know them in more than just a streaming persona. You begin to know them offline and through Discord and things like that, right? But it's always funny when you start thinking about when's the first time you saw this person, or when's the first time you ran into this person, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's always funny. I'm trying to forget. 7. Okay. We're going to go here. We're going to turn this into a bone. Convert to bone. Alright, so now water bottle is a bone layer, which means we can animate anything within this layer via bones. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to the first layer, and we're going to make a root bone. So we're going to go root bone. And I've explained root bones before, but basically the root bone is what's going to keep everything sort of segmented. And then we're going to do a bone here for the chest. We're going to do another bone for the neck. And then we're going to do a bone for the head. Good. Now we're going to do a bone for the antenna. That way we can make this little antenna sort of wiggle. Now we got to come back and select the chest bone for the arm bones. And this will be linked to this bone, and this will be linked to this bone. Perfect. We'll select this bone again. We'll link this bone to this bone to this bone. Right? Are we all boned up? Okay. Good. And we're going to select all the bones. We're going to decrease their strength. That way there's no strength on any of the bones. So now everything has 0 bone density, bone strength. I know I met you through Ty through Jordan, Jordan through 7 through E-Biggs through the last mage. Found you, little Mert loves me. Right. Hey, Sass, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? It's good to see everybody tonight, man. I appreciate it, y'all. Guys, if no one here is following Gamer Sass, please do. If no one here is following Bad Mert, please do. If no one here is following 7 of 7, please do. If no one here is following Pixels Get Me, please do. And if no one's following Water Bottle, please do. I think that's everybody here. But if you're not following each other, guys, you should be. Some good people here. Alright. You're welcome, Sass. Good to see everybody. Okay. So, how do I want to do this? We're making an entry animation for Water Bottle Sass. So when she comes into the stream and she speaks, she's going to have her own little animated sort of thing going on. Yeah, that scare button will get you, won't it, Mark? We're going to animate. Just so y'all know, I have started animating that scene with the octopus, but it's sort of like a low-key fun project, so I'm not making a ton of progress on it, but we're going to animate that. And when I do animate it, we're going to put it on Twitter, and we are going to @7 with it, And we're going to Mixer with it. Watch Mixer with it. And we're going to have 7 sort of getting molested by the little octopus squid thing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun. Oh yeah. You wait. It's got like liquid and slime and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be pretty epic. It'll be pretty epic. Like I said though, it's sort of like it's like a low key thing. Like I'm working on it here and there because I've got other things I'm kind of working on, but it's going to be pretty cool when we get it to that point. Yeah, it's going to be good. Seven's going to love it. He's going to love it. I think he's going to love it. We'll see. We'll see. I'll make sure when I put it up, you guys will know I put it up. I'll put it in Discord, and we'll add a couple people, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right, so let's get to this. We're going to go to bind layer. Bind layer. Mert, take care, buddy. Have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by, bud. I hope you're... Oh, it's going to be great, Seven. You're going to love it. Now, I will tell you this, Seven. Since I'm such a nice fella, when I do get it animated, I'm going to make sure I output it to a 1920 1080 movie file just for you. So that if you want to use it on your stream, or you want to have some fun with it, you're welcome to. You'll see. It'll be glorious. And I'm also going to touch up some of the original art since that was a real quick drawing. We're going to, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It ain't even for me. There you go. I think we'll bind that to that. Well, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be probably one of the most advanced rigs I've ever done. Did I bind the hand yet? Left hand, is that going to be over here? Yeah. Oh, and you'll be safe to know, Seven, that with that restream chat now, you can whisper me again. That's fixed. Of course, if you're whispering nice things. Left eye, right eye, head, heart, base, antenna, neck, torso, sleeve, right sleeve, left arm, right arm, left arm, left arm. Okay. So we have rigged. Everything is rigged. So we're going to go to the very first thing and we're going to freeze this. So we're going to go to frame 1 and we're going to freeze. There we go. Control F. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to play it. So now everything is rigged to a bone. So what we're going to do is once this pops into place, and it sort of the head bob back into place, we're going to have the little heart thing sort of rotate. Let's see how well this works. Let's see if I rigged it well enough. Oh yeah, see? And you see, this is what's happening now. Check this out, guys. I hope y'all can see this. But like, as we take these bones, you see how we can actually like manipulate it. So it begins to almost look like it's alive, right? And if we take, like, say this bone, you see how it affects the bones above it? Or if we take, let's say we take this bone, you see how it affects those bones? Because of the way we've done the rig, everything is boned together and it's all pinned. So basically, we can manipulate it. Long story short. Okay, so what we're going to do is once the head sort of bobbles into place, we're going to have this. Let's go here with it, and we will then have this sort of jiggle. We're going to animate one thing at a time. We'll go like this. We'll go like this, and we'll go like this back to the original position. So we'll go sort of here. It's really all about the timing. Once you get things sort of in place, so what's going to happen now is that antenna at the top is going to wiggle. You see that? when the head bounces, right? But this is where you play with the timing. All right, so I feel like it's a bit varied. So we'll go here with it, and then we'll move all these sort of closer because it'll start out jiggling faster, and then it'll sort of slow down. So it'll sort of do this number, and then this one will jiggle the slowest, you see? So it'll kind of, yeah, good. So we'll go here, further out, and so it's steady, left, right, left. We'll go right one more time, right, and then we'll kind of go out further. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, this needs to be over some, and this is where you really just got to play with things. I mean, this is, and it's like I said that one time, it's sort of this thing where like you know, you have this, you have the most subtle things on an animation can make all the difference in the world, and they really truly can. Okay, great. So we'll go right here and we'll lock it down. There it is. And then we'll just kind of come out and we'll do very small. That's moving the whole head though. We don't want to do that. So we'll go here, 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 and we'll go back. So we'll make this really, really subtle. Bear with me while I get this going, guys. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do, check this out. We're going to go ahead and export this real quick just to see what it looks like already. So we'll go to export animation and we will send it to the desktop and we're just going to export it real fast. What this is going to do is it's going to render it just so we can get a really good look at what it's going to look like so far. Alrighty, water bottle. So we can just kind of get a good visual as to what it looks like to this point. I think this is how we're gonna learn some animation, guys. We're gonna do like these little sort of fun animations like this for like different viewers and things like that, just to sort of learn the craft a little bit better. And we'll kind of use this as a learning tool for like animating and things like that in general. All right, let's just let it render real fast. Because sometimes it's better to look at it rendered than it is to look at it when you're working in the viewer. It reduces the quality to increase performance naturally. But when you render it, you're going to get a better look at what it's actually going to look like. So that's important. Let's render it real fast. Okay, cool. So we've got that little bounce when it comes in. We've got the little jiggle on the heart up top. So it comes in. We've got that little jiggle that's happening right there at the top. So now what we're going to do is we need to add blinking, we need to add head movement, we need to add arm movement, and just create like a little more life to it. So what we're going to do is we will come out here and we're going to, let's see, it'll pop up and then we'll have it blink, I'd say right in between this. Seems like a good spot. So we'll go left eye, right eye. We need to turn on the eyelids temporarily just to get the effect of the blink. So we'll go 1, 2, let's say 3 frames, and then we'll turn them back off. Good. And then we'll start the other blink at the exact same point. And you could pair these up if you wanted to sort of get a better look, but I think we'll be right here. Okay, cool. Let's see what the blink looks like in there. Yep, cool. So now we've got the blinking action going on, right? So we have that little bit of a little more life. And right now we're only on 48 frames, so 2 seconds. It will be longer once it's all said and done. But right now we're just kind of playing around with getting the basic concepts in. So once it reaches this point, I think what we'll do is have the whole thing sort of shift over. So I think we'll go here. And how do we want to do this? If I select this and go Control F, okay, so you can freeze it. And then I think what we'll do is we'll have the whole thing sort of bend this way. Can we? Or how would that look? What if we did like... let's drag this arm up. How do I want to do this? I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this. I don't know if I want it to just start waving from here, or if I want to... what I want to do with this. Let's go with... how do I want to do this? Ideally, I would like to have the whole thing sort of warp over, but it won't unless I bend from that bone there. So if I would have to sort of lean in like this, but at the same time, raise the arm up like this, right? And then sort of lower this one. Let's see what that... I don't even know what that's going to look like, guys. Oh, wait, we got to add more frames. So let's go to 72. And then we'll save it, and we'll play this out. Let's just see real quick. Okay, so it's a very quick motion, which is fine. It's almost a little too quick. Let's go here. Alright, so I don't like what it's doing there. I think what we'll do is we'll lower this down as it sort of comes in this way, and we'll bring this one more, I'd say, let's bend it at the arm right here, and we'll kind of bend this way. Okay, so I kind of like what that's doing. Let's move this down even further. Like, we could move it completely down here like this. Like, she's going to wave, right? So it'll be kind of this. Right, I like that. Because it's sort of raising up, and she's sort of tilting to the... yeah, I like that. And then what we'll do is we'll go here, and we'll just make this thing sort of wave back and forth. And then we'll get a good visual for it. See what it looks like, and then we can repeat that. Okay, cool. So we can go what, here? I feel like that's going to be a good speed, and we'll just copy. What we'll do is we'll actually copy and paste this out. So we'll just go like this, and now we'll go to 96 frames, because you can see what I do is I sort of advance this as I need frames, is the way that I kind of move things around. So let's go like this. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, perfect. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Hey, Mr. Meerkat, how you doing? We're working on some animations. We're basically we're creating a stream scene or a stream animation for my mod. One of my mods here that mods for me, and so basically we are working on animating this. So when she comes into the stream and chats, it's going to basically allow us to have this pop up, like this little animation of her. My dream to create my own cartoon shoot. Hey, go for it. I've been getting more and more into animation myself, kind of working on different ideas and concepts and just different things in the ways that I can do things, and learning it myself. Because I've been slowly teaching myself animation for a while now, and I'm getting better at it. It's something, you know, it's a very learned process, but it is definitely getting better. Okay, cool. So we'll have it do this. So we'll have it go like this. We'll have her wave, and then I think we're gonna have this repeat for a while, and then we'll just have the whole thing sort of drop down out of, I think, the scene. So we'll have another blinking animation. I would say probably, let's go to 120. That'll be 5 seconds. Let's make this, let's plan on this being, I would say, 8 seconds long. So we'll go to 192 frames max. So are you currently doing any animation, mister? Or are you... So we'll do a second animation with that. Okay, cool. So we'll have the eyes look up here in a second. I should have... No, I'll be able to do that. Like, are you currently animating anything? Any certain styles or anything that you're doing? What am I doing? I don't have to do all this. I could go 54... What is this? 58? You know what? Let's delete all this. I could do this so much easier if I just paid attention to this. Let's go... Let's go like this, and we're going to cycle it to 54. Let's cycle this to 54, to 57. Okay, hold on. Boom, boom. Oh, okay, it's got to go back. So we're going to go back to you. Awesome. Okay, so this to 54. Let's cycle this down, and we'll go 54 as the starting frame. Okay, cool. So we just created that cycle. Looking cute. Well, thank you, Water Bottle. Yeah, I think I kind of like. What do you think of that? The way you sort of lean into it, sort of like you're waving. You know what I mean? It's sort of that your whole body sort of leans in, and then your arms doing the wave. Do you like that? I think it looks really cute. I think I would actually go a little higher. I'm liking it. And I think what we'll do is we'll add some more blinks and stuff. We'll work on the confetti. And we'll kind of play around with just the overall animation style. Yeah, I like it. Well, I'm going to upload this to, you're going to get to see it on social media because I'm creating this at 1080 by 1080. So it's going to be standard size for social media. So we're going to put this on social media and we'll add it and we'll add some other folks so people can see it and stuff. It's going to look really good. It's going to look fun. It's going to be a fun little thing. Okay, so you're going to pop up. You're going to start waving. And I think we'll add another blink, I'd say right about here. So we'll go here, we'll make it visible. We'll go 3 frames out, turn it off. We'll do the same thing with this eye. Nope, we'll go back here, go here, turn it visible, go 3 frames out, and we'll turn it back off. Good. Good, so let's see what that looks like now. That way we have multiple blinks in there. Yeah, see, and then we sort of add in the blinking animations, and I think I'm gonna make it 8 seconds long. Water Bottle, what do you feel? I think 8 seconds is adequate. And we'll have you sort of waving for a while, and then I think we'll have the whole character just sort of whoosh off the screen. It'll be sort of this quick sort of whoosh. Alright, so let's go back here. Let's go to the character itself. And you know what's so cool about this too, Water Bottle, is like the things that I'm learning just doing this, right? So it's going to spin to here. Nice. I think so. I think it's plenty enough. I told you we were going to do this. Do you think we were actually going to do it? Okay, so we're going to go over to it. We've got that little bit of a wobble there. We're going to have it sit here, and then we're going to go out 2, and we're going to have it wobble again. We're going to go through the whole wobble thing all over again. You know what's really neat is every time I do this, it's like I learn something new. It's like I learn a new sort of, this is how I should be doing this, or this is how I should be doing this kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's sort of, it creates this almost where you're constantly sort of learning. Which is good though. I mean, that's what you want. You want to be learning. Yeah, I was, and so the trick with that was, water bottle, is that I wanted to try out some of the new isometric tools because they've sort of revamped the isometric tools in Affinity, and I haven't done a lot of isometric art, so it was one of those things where I was like, I really wanted to sort of deep dive into it and play around with some of the tools just to get a better experience with it, because it's something that is a really big part of Affinity now with the new revamp, and it was something that I wanted to get a lot more experience with, so I had a better understanding of it. Because I like to sort of be, you know, as knowledgeable as I can on all this stuff, especially when it comes to Affinity. Yeah, it looks really good. I was really pleased with it. It took me longer than I would like to admit, because I spent a lot of time just sort of toying with the toying with it all. But it was one of those, like, I really wanted to get it right. I really wanted to nail it. You know what I mean? So I spent a lot of time just screwing around with it and had a lot of fun. Learned a lot, which was good. A seasonal one would be neat. Yeah, it would. So I'm thinking about doing some actual, like, isometric art, like actually doing some small isometric, like just little things here and there, like maybe doing a scene in isometric, or doing like I mean, it's hard to tell, you know, just doing some small stuff with it. Okay, so I think I know what I want to do here. So will this... Okay, so that's moving that and that. So yeah, we're gonna definitely do some more isometric stuff. Like, it sort of gave me a newfound kind of appreciation for it, because it was something that I had never really spent a whole lot of... I mean, I've done it, but it was something I haven't done enough, and I realize that now. We'll do more, for sure. Okay, so at 7 seconds, we're going to have you start disappearing, I think. So what we'll do is we'll have this locked down, we'll freeze it, and then by half a second, I want to have the entire thing move down, but we're going to do it in a way that really creates this almost... Here we go, here we go, and here we go. We're going to do something. We're going to play with this. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Ooh, we're going to take it down, but we're going to do it in a way that sort of squat and stretch, because I want to see what this would look like. It's probably going to look terrible, just FYI. I just want to see. I don't know what that movement's even going to look like. It's probably going to look terrible, or too much, but we might tweak it a little bit. I wanted to make it look a little like motion blur, but that is not exactly what I had in mind. I can apply motion blur, but I don't know how to apply motion blur to a set amount of frames. That I don't know how to do. I don't know, like, so here's the thing. You can go right here. You can turn on motion blur, right? You can do motion blur on. Wait, will it turn on at those frames? Frame count, frame percentage, frame skip. Subframe motion blur. Frame skip, start opacity, end opacity, blur radius. Alright, let's... How do you think that works? So is this telling me... Is this telling me that motion blur will come on here? If I do it like this, does this mean that motion blur will enable at this point? Well, if I go here, motion blur on. Right? If I go out here, is motion blur still on? It is. So I would almost have to do subframe motion blur where I would have to do skip frames. I don't think I want to do the confetti. What do you think, water bottle? I'm not feeling it. We can do a bounce count. Because here's the thing. Here's the problem with the confetti, right? Like, I'm trying to have the animation start and stop. You know what I mean? So I want the animation to come in and disappear. I don't want it to be this... I don't want it to be this steady thing. So if I do the confetti, it would need to end right when you drop, or else it's gonna... How am I trying to say this? I don't want the animation to just disappear off the screen, right? Like, I want to have it come on and I want to have it go off. You see what I mean? So it looks fluid. It doesn't look like it just it stops or fades out like in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? So I want it to be a very fluid thing. So I'm trying to figure out how I would do the confetti if I were to do that, because the confetti would have to start almost immediately. But then it would have to fall really fast if I did an 8-second window, because I would want it gone before the end of the 8 seconds. Does that make sense? So it would almost need to come and go very rapidly. Because I'm really working on trying to make things fluid as I can. I don't want things to be sort of like unkept, where they just sort of like slowly fade out, right? Like, I want things to actually look very fluid. That's one thing I'm trying to work on with animation, is I don't want it... Because you know how when you're looking at things sometimes and you'll see something end right in the middle of the animation? Like, it'll be full-on animating and all of a sudden it'll just disappear. I'm trying to avoid doing that as best I can. Because I feel like that's sloppy. And nothing against anyone that does it, I feel like that's sloppy. And I'm trying to go for a little bit cleaner look. Okay, so that's better already. Good. All right, so let's experiment with the idea. If we were gonna do... Well, maybe we could have font animate. That's an idea. See, so if you look at that right there, if you don't loop that, that's going to look perfect. You're basically going to pop up on the scene. You're going to pop up behind the toolbar. You're going to blink a couple times. You're going to wave. You're going to blink. And then you're going to... So that's going to be seamless. Like, it's going to be absolutely seamless. And it'll look really good because it's going to be super clean. Yeah, I didn't know if we wanted it to say, like, water bottle. You know what I mean? Like, have it actually say, like, water bottle. Like, across the bottom, like, maybe... But I don't want it to cover up your shirt, so I'm not really sure where I would do it. Maybe we could do it, I don't know, I kind of like it being simple. I kind of like it being simple. Let me do this. Let's do this for a second. Give me 1 second. Let's get rid of old Steam here. Let's do this. Alright, we're going to export this real quick as we're going to try something. We're going to go to the desktop. We're going to choose We're going to try something. We're going to export it real quick. We're going to render it rather. And then we'll talk for a minute. And then what I'll do is I will add it as a scene in, I'm going to try it as a GIF first. If that doesn't work right, then what I could do is I could export it as a MOV file, an actual MOV file with a transparent layer. We'll see. Hold on. Let's render it out real quick, and then we'll see what it looks like. And we'll put it into OBS, and then we'll play with it. Because I'm exporting it at 1080 by 1080, so this is going to be a really big GIF file. But it won't stay 1080 by 1080. When I bring it into OBS, we'll resize it a little bit. We'll play around with it. So you're going to have the motion blur. And see, I don't know if I'm going to like the motion blur, but we can't really see what the motion blur looks like until it's animated. Because it doesn't render motion blur in the software until you render it, right? So right there, you can see the motion blur effect happening, right? Now, I think the motion blur might look absolutely terrible in a GIF file. We're not going to know. And you can't take this at face value because this is, you're looking at almost frame by frame by frame of the render. So this isn't a good example of what it's going to look like. It might be, and that's what I'm wondering. I've never done motion blur with a GIF file. I've always used motion blur with a video file. So this will be a learning experience. If the motion blur doesn't work, it'd be real easy to take it off and re-render it. So we'll see. We'll see. You'll see where it's going to sharpen up in a second, right? Because it's done rendering the motion blur. And now here's the other thing too, is I could reduce the amount of motion blur that it's going to have. See right there, it's going to look super clear, right? I'm just curious, what is that motion blur actually going to look like as the file's taking place? That's what I'm curious of. And then, so there's one thing that I need to figure out then. There's one thing that I need to study a little bit. Is there a way to isolate the motion blur down to a specific, like, is there a way to say, like, only do the motion blur from, like, this frame to this frame? Like, I could say frame 20 to 40? You know what I mean? That's what I need to figure out. That's something I'm not quite understanding. Because from what I've seen, you basically turn motion blur on and it's on for the whole layer. And then up to this point, I've only been able to output it as a whole layer rather than a group of frames. So I need to put some research behind that and see if I can figure that out. It'd be really useful to know. And then you can see the process that actually goes into rendering. Rendering is quite a thing. It should speed up here in a second though, because it should be done with the motion blur. That shirt looks good though, doesn't it? Would you wear that on a shirt, water bottle? Like, really? Honestly? I never thought of putting that on a shirt, but that would actually make a really clean looking shirt. In fact, while that's doing that, let's go in here. Let's go to open, complete, post one sales, merch. Where am I in the wrong thing? Merch. It is. Let's go with designed by humans. We will grab a default. Don't know why I had that in there, but okay. Now the only thing is the lines in this are gonna sort of break. So what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to say, did I do strokes for this? I'm gonna have to say scale with object, and we're gonna have to see what happens. Okay, so some of it's not gonna scale right, clearly. So some of it we're gonna have to go back in and we're gonna have to rescale it ourselves. But for the most part, this is all gonna scale appropriately. And then what we can do is we can maximize the location on the shirt. So we can put it like right there. Okay, and then what we can do is we can come into these and we can just make them bigger, right? So they fit the persona. Because some of those lines don't resize properly when you're doing... Yeah, they don't resize properly. Okay. So we will go here. What are these ending up as? They're ending up at 13.8. So let's go with you, and we'll go 13. Cool. Alright, so we'll grab this. We'll go 13. Nice. And same thing here and here. We'll go 13. Hey, Annie, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Okay. So now that we got everything sort of sized appropriately, this, I think what I would do is... I think I would actually bring the fin over. I'm thinking about bringing the fin over the Howdy font. We're rendering water bottle right now, Annie. We're making an animation for water bottle. We're going to see how it looks. Oh, and look right there at the elbow. I didn't even take the elbow into account, water bottle. We may have to redo this whole thing, because I did not take that into account right there where the elbow is. It looks like it's going to be jagged. That's alright. We can redo some of that. I'm a perfectionist. I don't like it when things don't look good. It bothers the heck out of me. Go on audio mode, too busy at work. I understand, buddy. Well, it's good to see you, man. Everybody's saying hello. Gamer Sass, Water Bottle, everybody said hi. That's alright. If I have to redo it, it's not a big deal because most of the animation's already there. I might just have to round that out, and I'm thinking the motion blur is probably going to be an issue. But if nothing, this is going to give us a really good use case. So we can sort of see what that's going to be all about. Okay. So, idea here. How would it look if this fin was sort of over the Y a little bit? Like it was sort of an interactive text. Let's go 12 on these. I feel like that's just too big. Yep, perfect. Better. Okay. 12. We'll go 10 on these. Good, 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 good. We'll let that finish rendering. So I already started experimenting with how to make this work with Mix It Up. And I've already got it figured out for the most part. So hopefully once this gets rendered out, or I'm happy with the finished product, then it should be relatively simple at that point to make everything work. I think it's going to look really good. I can already see we're going to have to make some changes to the arms, though, because I'm not going to be happy with that. So we got the motion blur and the arms that I think are the two things that are going to sort of bother me so far with this. But we'll play with it. We will play with it. Oh, what is this? Opacity? This is going to have to be 40%. Actually, no. 100%. Grab this. Yep. So this is going to have to be 100. 100. 100. Good. 100. This is what I was talking about the other day, Water Bottle, with having to get rid of the opacities. A lot of these I've found are not working well with opacity. It's everything that I'm designing from this point forward isn't really using opacity anymore. I'm more or less doing a lot of color shifting to sort of make sure everything is playing nicely, because these opaque things are causing problems with like merchandise and stuff. But that was just sort of a lesson that I had to learn, so I learned it. Yeah. No, motion blur sped up looks great. I don't know how it's gonna look in a I don't know how it's gonna look in a GIF file. See, what you're seeing right here, water bottle, is you're seeing one frame at a time. So essentially, what you're seeing is a stuck frame at whatever frame that is in the animation. So it's stuck right there, but you're stuck between two frames, so it has this almost pixelated look to it. Once it fully renders, the motion blur should be smooth to where it's sort of, it has a motion blur effect, like something's moving, right? The problem is the motion blur effect is applied to the entire layer, which is not what I really wanted, which is where I need to go back and figure out. I need to figure out how to apply motion blur, because it's going to be important going forward. I need to know how to apply motion blur to a small window. I need to know how to apply it to like a, okay, we're going to go frame 10 to 20. So like no motion blur here, no motion blur here. That I need to figure out how to do, because I can already see where that's going to be a very useful tactic and something, and at this point I'm not really sure how to manipulate. At this point I've only been able to enable it for like a whole layer, so it basically applies motion blur to the entire layer, which is not really what I want. So I've got to figure out how to get tighter control over that. I'll actually Google that tomorrow, I think, and do a little homework on that, because I'm trying to learn the ins and outs of Moho as well as I can, so I can get more efficient with it, I can get faster with it, and just kind of have a better understanding of what it is that I'm doing. But yeah, it'll be good. You know, and the thing is, I'm beginning to learn that when you render something like that, sort of like programming, when you program, I believe your boyfriend programs, right? It's rare that anything works on the first time. Like, it's rare. Like, typically when you do anything like programming or something, you're typically you have to make it, run it, find errors, fix it, make it, run it, find errors, fix it, right, and so forth and so on. I'm learning the animation is sort of the same. You apply what you think is going to work, you render it, and then when you see the final, you kind of go, and then you make your adjustments, you make your notes, you make your adjustments, and you just keep doing that. You make the adjustments, you render it, you make the adjustments, you render it. And I'm assuming that's how animation just sort of works in general, at least with like rendered animation, not so much like hand-drawn animation. So, yeah. Here with it. Okay. Good, good, good. All right, cool. What I'll do is we will experiment with putting this on like an actual, we'll group this right there. I think that's a good spot to group it. We'll experiment with putting this. I think what we'll do is we'll make this line back here. We'll ungroup that real quick, actually, as a matter of fact. Here. And we're just sort of working on this while we wait on that to run. I promise we'll go back. What if we made this look sort of, I don't think jagged is the right word. It's sort of like a rip. Instead of it being a flat line, but maybe like a... where almost like it looks as though it may have torn through or something, if that makes sense. Right. Like he's sort of, you know, we're not going to get into like a whole, just more of like almost like a slight rip effect. Like maybe it looks as though it's sort of just plunged through a little bit. And then what we'll have to do is we'll have to modify some of this to make it fit, but that's okay. That way it just has a little more of like a... Good. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So here's the deal. I believe TeePublic is having a really big sale right now. I believe it is still going on. Let me see real quick, because we can get this bad boy uploaded. Make it a thing. I want this to be a... Okay. Where do I want the placement on this? I want it to be right about there. Funny, I never thought about this in relation to a t-shirt, but you know what? I bet that would actually be something... a really cool shirt that people would actually utilize because it's cute. It has a good look to it. Got a really good, clean overall look. And I think it would look really good as a color. Alright, so we'll call this Shark. Alright, so for you, yeah, see these elbows? I'm going to have to round these out if I want this to animate properly. Definitely going to have to round that out. No question about it. So we'll handle that. We'll handle that. Hey, Peb, thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Alright, cool. So we've got this sort of... because I want this to sort of contour right there. And then we'll... yeah, I like this. I think it looks better in the flat line, don't you, Waterbottle? I think the flat line was sort of a hard sell, but this has a really nice sort of... yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So we'll go with this. Now what we'll do is we need to make sure there's no sort of alpha anywhere on this. And I don't believe there is. What are you? Oh, that's where I had this. Okay, so we need to sort of drag this down right there then. Why did I have that off like that? Weird. Yeah, agreed. Okay. You know, and it was funny. I don't know how well that would have translated into the emote, right? Like, I don't think it would have translated too well. But here, where it's going to be much bigger, I think it translates out really, really well. The GIF is almost done. So we'll let that finish. Let me get into my TeePublic store. I'm pretty sure they were having a crazy sale. Let me look at this real quick while we're waiting on that to finish rendering. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Limited time sale. Log in. Yep. Here we go. My storefront. Okay. Wow, shirts are 13 bucks. That's cheap. Cheap, 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 cheap. Yeah, I think it would have been. I think it would have been really hard to sort of see it in that emote form. But I think this works out well. Okay. Get that done. Check that render. So let me go ahead and add it into Streamlabs OBS. We're going to move this down. Right, add. We will do... I do Annie. So I actually... It's sort of funny. I have like a TeePublic. I have a Design by Humans. I have a whole bunch of different ones. And I upload the same designs to all of them. because I feel like people like to shop in different areas, right? Like some people like TeePublic, some people like Designed by Humans. The one I like the most quality-wise, for me, it's Designed by Humans, but they tend to be a little more expensive. Typically, they tend to be a little more expensive. So I try to put the same designs everywhere. The only problem with that is is every one of them has a little bit different specifications for how big it can be, right? So like TeePublic, the sizing is slightly different than Designed by Humans, which is slightly different than like this one and that and so forth and so on. So what I do is when I make a t-shirt design, I try to format it to fit all of them. And then I'd let people sort of pick where they want to buy it. Not only that, I figure the more stores that I have, the more sales I can have. Not that I pay a lot of attention to my t-shirt designs. I really should pay more attention to it, but you know what I'm saying. That way people can access it anywhere. I'm not just in one location, if you will. So that's sort of the reason I did it like that. I'm sort of refocusing on how I want it to go. I'm sort of redesigning that whole like merchandise wheel right now, trying to figure out what I want to do. Just trying to reach as many people as possible. Okay, I'll get links. I'll put them up. Because I'm sort of redoing some of the merchandise that's on there right now, though, because I'm trying to get better at like shirt designs in general, like how I want them to look and my style and stuff like that. And so what I'm doing is I'm going back and I'm readdressing each store. I'm making sure everything's right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the designs match on all the sites. Like I'm doing, what am I doing? TeePublic. Let's look. I'm doing. I got it in here. You'll see it. So TeePublic, Teespring, and Amazon and Designed by Humans are the four that I'm sort of like narrowed down to what I want to pay attention to, and those are the ones I want to kind of play with. Right, let's go with image. It'll load a GIF. Okay. So we're going to call this, add a new source, and we're going to call this water bottle. I'm going to add it. Now, we're going to point this. Right, it is, Annie. And that's why, so what I'm doing currently, the reason I hadn't really said a lot about it is I'm kind of going back and looking at what I've already put up there. I'm taking some things down, and I'm sort of redoing it all. Because I'm trying to make it a little more... So... Long story short is I've never really paid attention too much to like merchandising, and that's something I'm trying to get more emphasis on, and I'm trying to pay more attention to, because I would like to pay more attention to it. And that's something that I want to start really focusing on a bit more. Okay, so it rendered like that because of the colors, but I want to see what it looks like. Look at that water bottle, you look trippy. Okay, so that is because I didn't choose the right color palette. But I don't think the motion blur looks bad, right? How does the arms look? The arms are off a little bit. Do you like the idea of the animation, though? The way that it looks? I think it looks super. See, I was going to do it right here. And I was going to put you right behind the overlay. So you'll pop up right there. And you'll kind of do this. And then you'll drop off the screen. You see that? And we won't have it loop, obviously. So it won't loop. It'll be play and go away. So it'll be just like that. Now, obviously, I've got to get the colors right. Because the colors aren't working. Okay, cool. So that's the way we're going to do that. That would be really cool right there, I think. And I think, you know what I think we'll do is we won't do any text. We won't do like any, we won't do anything. We'll just leave it this way. We'll get the colors right. I'll fix the jaggy on the arms. But I think the whole style of it and everything looks really, really cool. Yep. All right, cool. And then what we'll do is I'm going to make you a command as well, water bottle. So first, it'll trigger when you come into the stream, right? When you first say something, and then I'm going to give you your own water. I'm going to give you exclamation water bottle, so you can basically play it whenever you want. So like if you just feel like playing it for whatever reason or whatever, you can basically queue it up with exclamation water bottle, and I'll set the privileges to me and you, so it'll just be a me and you thing. Yeah, cool. All right, so I'll get the coloring right. Good. Now I wonder why the heck I didn't choose like a funky color palette or anything. Why did it render that way? What in the world? Or we can leave it as crazy weird water bottle. I'm just looking at it real quick. Because you don't want to render too many times because rendering takes so long. I'm just trying to make sure I'm happy with the overall functionality. I think it's perfect. And see, the way I did it here was I can, we can make it as big or small as we want. So like I was going to have you right in the middle of the screen like this, sort of right there. That's going to be really cool. So if I clean that up, so what I'll do, so I'll redo that, and then we'll redo that. Okay. Cool. All right, so we're gonna put water bottle down here for a minute next to me, and she can just sort of do her thing down here while we finish correcting the problems that are in there. That's funny. See, this is the fun part of being a streamer, is when you can make weird things like this, and you can do it yourself, right? And you can sort of create your own little interactivity things that you can have fun with. I'll move water bottle over. Still am confused as to why it rendered out like that, though. Because I said with transparency, but I didn't pick a weird color palette or anything. You know what I like about it, water bottle, is that the style of art that I do animates really easily, which is cool, which is why I wanted to get an animation, because like the styles of art that I make, they translate to animation very well. At least the 2D flat animation. It's like a bad TV commercial. We should almost keep this one. We should, you know what we should do? We should give this one to 7. Like the bad one. What do you think? You know what I mean? And then I get the good one. I'm baffled as to why it output like that. Let me go here. What do you think of it, Sass? You like it? I mean, obviously with colors, but... Okay, so we'll do animated GIF. We might have to do one for Sass one day. What do you think, Sass? You want your own animation? We'll make you a little animated character. We'll draw you up. What would we make Sass? How would we draw Sass if we were going to draw him, Water Bottle? What do you think? What would be a good representation for Sass? Like, what kind of games? I know he likes Fallout. Base Dog? Yeah. First we'll have to draw you, and then we'll have to animate it. Okay, let's I'm still baffled as to why it rendered that way. I don't understand why it did what it did with the colors. Animated GIF options. Dishonored. There you go. We'll do a little animated Dishonored Sass. That'd be fun. Animated GIF. There. Entire animation. Oh, so you can set a default... Okay. I didn't know that. All right, let me mute this. Well, I'm not going to render it again right now because it takes time, obviously, and it's already getting late. And well, let's try it. One more render. We'll do one more render while we get that t-shirt design up. Let's do. I don't know which one of these settings would have caused that though, because I did. So help me out here. Does anyone know anything about transparency within video files? The only video file that supports transparency is a MOV, right? MOV? I know AVI doesn't. MP4 doesn't. M4V? Does M4V support it? No. Flash file? Weird, it supports a flash file. So animated GIF options, 256 colors, transparency, yeah, frame difference. Yeah, I'm almost wondering if it's the motion blur that did it. All right, let's go here. Export animation. Yeah, I'm doing GIF right now. I know with an MOV file you can do transparency, but for whatever reason it rendered out this weird thing here. We're gonna do water bottle 2 GIF. Let's render it real quick. It should render pretty fast without the motion blur on, I think. Let's find out. Or should render faster, I should say, without the motion blur on. And then what I'll do is if we have the render settings right, then what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll fix the arms, and then we should be good to go. Yeah, so you can see right there where these two things are separating right there, which that's not a huge thing, but for me it's going to be a huge thing because I'm not going to like the way that's going to. It got the transparency though. It definitely got the transparency. It just did this weird black and white dither. I'm really thinking that was a motion blur that caused that. Because I've never exported a GIF file with motion blur, ever. And see, what's cool, like I was saying earlier, is I keep learning each time I do one of these, is I keep sort of learning new ways to animate things. Which I think is really important. Okay. So we're going to go here. We're going to kill that. That way there's no... We want the document set up. We want the background transparent. Good. So let's go with this. And we'll unbreak this group. Okay, good. We're going to export this. Export PNG, export selection without background, export, go to the desktop, and we'll say shark. Okay. And we're going to go over here. And we're going to go up here, and we're going to say upload a design. Single file upload, or you can do a multiple file upload. I didn't know that. Okay, go here, starting upload, processing, and this is almost done rendering, which is good. Checking artwork. Okay, good, fantastic. Title, howdy. Main tag, howdy shark. Shark. Sharks. Cloudy. We'll do ocean. Funny. Okay, good enough. We'll leave the description off for right now. And we'll do t-shirt. Just select default color. We'll go with red. And we'll go with hoodie, tank, crew neck, select default color. And go with, I don't know, charcoal. Baseball tee, we'll do this. Kids hoodie, we'll do Kelly. Yeah, sure. Apparel, stickers, cases. So we'll go sort of here. Okay, good. Cup. Okay, good. Let's check this. Okay. It output it. Alright, let's see if this one works any better without the motion blur on. So we'll go here, we'll choose water bottle 2. It's still rendering like that. So I'm going to have to figure out why in the world is it wanting to render that way. I don't know if it's the color palette I chose or what that's all about. But I'll play with it. Weird. Huh. I don't know. Alright, but I will look at it. Weird. Because I've outputted GIF before and they work just fine with the transparent layer. So I'm not sure what that is about that particular file that's doing that. It could be like a specific color, or it could be like the way that it's rendering or something, but I'll play with it. The good thing is the majority of the animation's done and the graphics are there. So all I got to do is make a couple tweaks to the arms and then figure out why the output isn't working. But I'll do that. But anyways, all right, so I'm probably going to call that there. I'm going to work on getting that t-shirt up there. And, yeah, we will do that. So anyways, folks, thank y'all for coming out tonight. Thanks for being here. But I do need to get to bed. I got to be up in like 5 hours, 6 hours to go to work. 5 hours, actually. So I need to get some sleep, if some. But I'll work on this tomorrow, water bottle. I'll work on getting the file straight. And then what I'll do is by the next time we stream, this should be working. And we'll get something going. So anyways, folks, thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Water Bottle, Annie, Sass, 7, everybody who came by, Merc, I really do appreciate it. Everybody on Mixer, everybody on DLive and YouTube, thank you so much. I'll get that done. And actually, I'm going to sort of revamp all the merchandise stuff so we can sort of get a better hold on that. Because I really want to start pushing things. I'm trying. All right, guys. Have a great night. I'll catch you all later. Thank you for being here. Take care. Bye.